Hi everyone. I decided to do my SWOT analysis on Bonita High School. I've actually subbed there quite frequently and I did my field work there. I'm planning on doing my student teaching there as well, whether it's virtually or we can go back to campus next semester, which I'm hoping for. So I started looking into the strengths and I noticed they have a lot of extracurricular activities. They have a lot of sports, which they have football, field hockey, basketball, volleyball, all of the normal sports. They have clubs also. I think when I went on to Bonita's website, I think they have 44 clubs, which is a lot for students to be involved in. And even when I was on campus, students were always encouraged to get involved with something. And I think it's important that there is all of this because it really creates a better school environment and school community for everyone. There's a lot of co-curricular activities as well. There's ASB yearbook and the Posse, which is they record short videos about what's going on campus and about prom and just different activities that are coming up on campus, and students watch that to know what's going on. They also have a lot of AP courses available, so if students want to take those, they're always encouraged. Also, they have career training on campus. I actually went to go see the Career Center, and it's pretty cool. They're open during lunch and after school and before school, and you can go in. There's a teacher in there. She will help students build resumes and help them find careers and really show them what they need to do in order to get a job after graduation. So, and then strengths are continued. The graduation rate at Bonita is relatively high. The graduation rate at Bonita is 98%, while the state level is at an 84%. So that's actually much higher than the state level, which is always great. 98% is almost perfect, which is what we always strive for. Student achievement is well too. I looked on Ed Data to get my facts, and it showed that 44% of all students were proficient in math at Bonita, while the state level is at 39, so we're a little bit above the state level. Of course, those numbers could always be better, but at least we're above average right now. And 85% of students are proficient in reading and language arts, while California average is at 50% right now, so that number is great. Also, I looked on teacher experience, and it shows that Bonita has highly trained teachers. The average length of of the teacher experience is at 10 years right now. So of course there's teachers that have a little bit less or a little bit more, but the average is 10 years. So that shows that the teachers have a lot of experience. They've been through the credential program. All of the teachers there right now are fully credentialed. So that is definitely a strength that we have highly trained teachers. Another thing that is a big strength is we have after-school tutoring. So 3 days a week, students are provided with free tutoring for all subjects. This takes place in the library. Students simply just have to show up and they get paired with a tutor. So they can walk in the library and say, I need help with Algebra 2. And there will be a tutor there, and they'll get paired, and they could sit there for, I think, an hour with a tutor so they can get caught up and make sure they have everything right and get help on homework or something that they didn't understand in school. So then I moved on to weakness. One of the weaknesses, Bonita does have a large class size compared to others. Right now, the Bonita average is 26-1, while the average in California is 23-1. And being on campus, I could say there is definitely larger classes. I've subbed for classes that have 36 students in them before, so they are very large classes there. Another weakness that I saw on ed data was there's an increasing rate of chronic absences. Over the past 3 years, the rate has gone up 4%. So that's not good. We always want students to be in class and on time, so they're not missing out on valuable learning time. So that is definitely a weakness. The next weakness that I observed, when I was Googling, which is bullying. And this is a huge issue throughout all schools right now. We hear this constantly, that there has been bullying happening in schools. And one of the instances that I looked at was LGBT. Students have been reported to feeling uncomfortable on campus. And they actually did a mural. There was actually an LGBT mural that was created on campus by the Gay Straight Alliance Club, and it was actually vandalized after it was put up. Gay students have also reported to feel unsafe on campus as well, so that is definitely a weakness, because we want every student to feel safe while at school, because that is one of the most important aspects of teaching, is making students feel safe and making sure they are safe on campus. Another weakness is, I Googled it, and there is bad online reviews. Looking online, there were a lot of reviews, and many of them were actually saying that the band program was really bad and the band teacher wasn't helpful. There was other issues with teachers and bullying problems. So that is definitely a weakness. The next one that I saw on ed data was the suspension rate. Bonita High has a slightly higher rate of suspension than the state level. Bonita has 4 suspensions a year, while the state average is actually 3, not 5. So Bonita's suspension rate is definitely higher than the state level, which we never want. Suspension should always be the last indicator of discipline, so that students don't have to miss out on school time. So then I moved on to opportunities. And these are some opportunities that I thought could make the school better. Adding a few more classes into the school could reduce the class size a lot and actually make teaching more effective, because it will make the teachers less stressed on having so many kids in the class, and it will actually make the students feel more connected to their teachers if there are less students in the class. The next one I thought of, they could use incentives to keep students in school on time every day. It could be, I don't know, an ice cream party or a pizza party after school if everybody is there and on time, because chronic absenteeism is awful for the student because they aren't getting the quality education that they deserve. And also, the school could reach out to these parents and make sure that there isn't a problem happening on campus that is preventing the student from being at school every day. Okay, the next opportunity is bullying was obviously one of their weaknesses. I thought that they could launch a campaign to educate all students about the LGBT community and create a more inclusive environment for everyone. The next opportunity is some of the administrators could possibly go through and read online reviews and reach out to parents or students that are posting these reviews and seeing if there's something that they can do to resolve the issue directly, so that they could go on and fix their online reviews. So that, like, when you search the school, obviously nobody likes to see that their school has bad reviews. Another opportunity that Bonita has is the suspension rate is higher compared to the state average. They could also implement new policies and new tactics to fix unwanted behaviors instead of directly going to suspension. It could be, sitting down with the student and the parents and trying to fix the issue instead of suspending the student automatically. And then I thought of two threats that really affect Bonita, and it's declining enrollment. Right now I looked, and it is just a slight decline, but there is definitely a decline of enrollment every year for the past 3 years. And this is a huge threat to the funding of the school. And the funding really makes all of the strengths work. So funding is one of the most important things. It's having quality teachers and after school activities and stuff like that. So funding really needs to be taken into account. So that is definitely a threat right now. And another threat is school violence. Over the past years, there have been reports via social media that school violence was going to happen on campus. There have been one time last fall, so last year, I was on campus subbing, and the day before a rally, a student posted that they were going to shoot up the school. So there was police activity and a bunch of police on campus to ensure that that didn't happen. But that is a huge threat, and I mean, it's a threat across all schools in America right now, but definitely school violence is a threat to Bonita. And thank you for listening to my SWOT analysis of Bonita High School.